Whole lot of snow. Hey guys? All right. I'd like to attend to the steering, but I gotta beef up that steering column first, so we are gonna start on that. Well, I've got to decide how I'm going to do this here. She's sort of hitting my vent plate right now. I don't know how well you folks can see this, but so I'm thinking my best plan of attack here is to attach this thing to where the steering was supposed to go, which is just behind the dash here. Should be pretty straightforward. I'm just going to make an angle bracket that comes down and then bolts underneath there. So I'll use the dash as the, because you know when you push this clutch, you can see this whole sucker just flexes. So I'm going to attach this to the dash. Easiest for me to do. And then on the steering column, I'm going to move this mount up a bit. And then I can bolt it just straight to the dash. Easy peasy with this. Essentially, if I take that bolt hole and bolt it right there, I'm good. I just need to put another stud up there so that I'm cherry. The wiring kit I got is like plug and play to all the GM stuff, so that's a win. So this seems pretty straightforward. I'll probably do that. Well, I got the column out. I might start tomorrow on the floor. Get some structure happening down there. I'm gonna move my gas pedal a little differently, modify that. And I haven't done my brake pedal yet. I gotta modify my push rod, but I want to get my master so I know roughly. Okay, come on, cooperate here. There. So yeah, I have the push rod from the old Dodge, and then that's the GM. So I'm going to try to reattach these two together, make one out of the two, so that. But I want to get myself a master cylinder first, so I know how long my stroke is. I want this to be, you know, I want it to be bottomed out before it hits the floor, kind of thing, so I can get the full stroke if I ever need it. My wiring is just dangling. I gotta keep stripping it out. Like I said, I got a new harness, so I'll be putting all new stuff in. But I think that's all I'm gonna do for tonight. I'm gonna call it a short night. Alright, till tomorrow. So we stripped all the wiring out from under the hood. I still gotta pull these junction boxes and stuff out. I had this little fuse box there. There's one there. This is my wiring for my alternator, so I'm leaving that. This battery cable looks still usable, so I'm going to use that for one of the batteries. And this one is kind of junky, so I'll cut it and use it as my motor ground. All the wiring here was in the cab, so I have all the wiring stripped out. I just have the few bits left over. I don't know. There's a switch, which I don't know if I'll use for anything, but I'll keep it there. The air gauge actually has some kind of a safety thing, so that's kind of cool. I can use it to turn the compressor on, so I might tie these two together somehow. But for now, I'm going to work on this part. We're going to connect this thing to the dash, so I'm going to start on that. So let's see if I can show you my rig I made here. You can see just a piece of, it's actually a chunk of old frame, but it's got a nice 90 on it. So I bent, cut, and I tack welded a plate that will get bolted on, and hopefully my steering column will be somewhere in that same area. That's the plan. We'll find out once I pop all these bits out and I burn it up solid. But we'll get this on the bench and burn it solid, and then we can bolt that sucker together. Some pretty heavy stuff. Do you ever work on stuff while it's way too hot and your gloves suddenly don't fit so nice anymore? They need a little bit of a stretch so you can get your fingers in them. I think I do that way too much. Oh, there we go. You know. Okay, what I have done here is I've made this little bushing. This is so I can mate the Dodge pedal to the GM one. So, and I don't want to butt weld them up together. So, and it's pretty thin that if I was to countersink it, there's not a lot of meat on there. So what I did is I have this to which I'm going to weld this on. And then the pedal assembly inside there can go into this sleeve, and then I'll weld it on as well. So they're kind of a union with the two different brands. We are on the money. You can see my little slug in there. So that was to hold everything straight, and if there was some weird failure, they're both sleeved in there, so they can't possibly like come apart. It's the last thing you want to have to your brakes when you're using them. So that's good. So this is done. We got up here done. Now we got to work on the steering column, and then I'm going to cut the gas pedal off, take this rear mount off, and then I'm going to start making some sheet metal to cover up the back of this motor. Well, we cleaned a bunch of stuff off, so this is looking pretty good. All I'm going to do is tie this thing up to the manifold over here, because that keeps everything pretty much under the floorboards. I know somebody mentioned I could move the filter, but there's a lot of hard lines and stuff that have to go with it, especially the other rail. It's probably not a big deal, but the blister I have to make it's nonchalant, no big deal. So that's cool, I'll just leave it. I had to modify this gas pedal anyways, so it'll have to come out and over, not a biggie. But at least I can keep this section semi-flat. This is the only problem here, dealing with this temperature gauge, because yeah, mine, I don't have anything that big. So I'm gonna have to make some, or modify something. So this is the original Dodge one, to which is junk. So, and this is the one from the International. So my plan is to combine these together somehow. Easy peasy, eh? So how about, do you figure we're gonna do that? I'm not sure yet, but it's gonna involve only things that I know, which is wrecking stuff and drilling it out. To find out what's in there. No. Just spring in there. It's pretty hard to drill that. Look at that. All right.
bought one of these a long time ago, forgot I had it. So I used the wrong drill bit, but it's pretty close. Looky look. Clearly didn't drill it straight, but it'll be fine. It's gonna work just fine.
See, it's in there. It's kind of hooped me over. So now my tunnel's got to be at least, you know, around it, but I don't know if I'll make this in 1 or 2 removal pieces. I'm going to trim this upper part just so it's square and or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We will figure this out. Because I know this bottom part under here, I'd like to get that square over on this side. It's a little, got a little hoopty crook. She's a little crooked. So I want to straighten that a little more. I got to cut my heater hoses out there because they are too long. So these are the heater hoses off the motor. So I'm gonna probably, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It'll end up being all floppy. Like this one I could just do solid, like a rubber hose up. This one I guess I could too, but around the manifold you kind of want to do something, right? I don't know. I'll figure something out here. Then we have a nice on-off valve, but I think I might just put a ball valve on it. Make it easier, simpler. Just lift the hood, close it, good to go. Kind of toying with the idea of running that big stock air cleaner because it would probably work. I might be able to make it work, and then I got this cool fresh air comes out of the vent up there. Big, nice, beefy air cleaner. I have to dig around, see if I can find that sucker. I got some stuff kind of figured out around here. Like for the 4x shifter, I have it working. So that one's good. Shifter's good, this is good. Kind of fluke that the stock shifter 4x4 boot will work perfect for that and the e-brake. And I just found a random boot that I had. So it's going to make a good 4x4 shifter one. So, task at hand is covering this up. Yeah. So pretty much the only way to go about it is to make one piece at a time. So, where do I want to start? Because I'm thinking I want this part to be, this can be one piece that comes off. And I'm thinking this side I'll make it removable in case for some reason I got to look at this sender or fix a fuel hose or something, then I just undo a couple bolts and it comes off. So let's start with this one. We'll make a piece that'll kind of just schwank around here somewhere. And yeah, let's just start. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Kind of mixed whether I did that right or not. But I am flying by the seat of my pants here, so could have very well. This could go out more though. Oh, do. Which is a little too wide. But instead of reinventing the whole thing, I might just carve it down. Nah. Yeah, I want this to stay tight to this thing. But this thing could come over to here and then come at an angle. Alright, new plan. We carve this thing up. Let's go this much all the way up and down. We'll cut it off and we'll start over. Oh. Oh, I almost screwed up. Let's see if this is closer to what I envisioned. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. So I'll have to make a little filler up there, and I hope you guys can see this. And then there's a bigger boog into there, but this one I think I can bend down some more, so this is almost like a straight up and down. And then these kind of blend to this panel. I want to hit the edge of this panel, and then I can kind of bolt it to that. That way this, with this floor section, can come out as one, and then this will be a separate section in the middle. And then that floor pan can come out on that side. Yep. That's my outer edge I'm going to tack on. This I'm cutting off, and then this is going to be my flange. Sorry folks, this is one piece that's not getting over butt welded. This one's gonna get lap welded. So this is a real, there I go, real rough what the side is. So I know I need this, but I need 6 inches off of that. But this is where I got to do a bend anyways, so. Bend, bend, cut. And I went overkill here, I don't know why, but we'll see if it works. Oh no, it won't work. I think this needs to go straight. Yeah, this doesn't work. So, cut. Well, I can't say that was a struggle. It's a little weird looking, but it's fine. This part, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, whether it's going to be attached to this middle section or to the floor. Right now it screws up, it screws in here. This section screws along the top. I'm going to have some attachments on the other side, but regardless, this thing's kind of closed. I got to pull it apart, weld it all up, and seal it now. This one I overlap. There's quite a bit of an overlap. I'm going to cut the inside stuff out to make her kind of the same. But we do have a doghouse. I got plenty of room for my gas pedal, which I have to move it anyways, but when it sits on there, it's going to be right there. So I have somewhere nice to rest my foot on. Oh yeah. I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to address this big hole in the floor. So I'm going to start making a sheet. The original one does not fit, so, well, it does, but I'll have to modify it so much, I may as well just make a new one. So I'm going to pretty much cardboard template this out, grab some boxes there, and pretty much just make this floor in the box, cut the holes in the slots that I need, which then I should have a pretty painless transition to some sheet metal after. I got some weirdness I have to fix up in the front here yet, but because this floorboard comes to here, I'm going to extend all this stuff so it goes here, and then the floor piece is going to overlap all this. So that'll kind of go everywhere there. Like I say, this middle section is going to be separate from this panel, and this panel, I'm just on the fence whether I'm going to leave this with this or this is going to stay with the floor. Kind of leaning towards I'll just buzz it all together, and then basically I just undo whatever it is, a dozen screws, and this section comes out, and then I can get access to stuff on the motor. It's not pretty, like it's a little square and boxy, but hey, I made it as it made sense, and I don't have crazy amount of time. I have a lot of time running around, but it's I don't know, I got a couple hours into it, so it's not a, considering I didn't really have a game plan when I went into it. Just start with one piece and that looks good, I'm gonna go to the next piece and that looks good, and then yeah, just keep going like that. Then it works out. Well, it worked out for me anyways. Anywho, on to making a crazy cardboard floor. Alright, I got a pretty weird design, but it's just strictly to put some strength in this floppy panel. So, yeah, we'll just kind of fandangle that corner by ourselves. Oh, does it need to be straight? I don't know. I should be putting more effort into this, but it's under my floor and I don't have to see it, so I don't really care. I know, it doesn't sound good, but I just want some strength in it. I'm not actually walking on it or doing anything. I just literally just wanted some extra strength in that floor panel, that's all. Because I had nothing thicker that I could use, so I have to use my thinner junk for this. But again, just my shifter, my 4x4, and my e-brake, so I don't know who's going to be dancing on this, but hey, I figure I'll add some strength anyways. is our new floor. That is good. 4x4 works good. Well, it does. Don't worry. I'll be able to bolt her down. The only thing I got to do is we got some weirdness here and over here yet. I have to fill this, but that's not a biggie yet. But I got to fill this part up to at least overlap on this thing. Same here. And I'll add a little schwank over there. So we're gonna add all those bits and see where we are today. Yeah, probably be calling her a day at that point, but yeah. All right, let's do those couple little doodly bits. Well, it's a little weird looking, but hey, it is a, I guess I'll call it a doghouse. I don't think I have a lot of time into it. Considering I didn't really have a plan when I went into this, it's turned out pretty good. It looks like crap right now, but once I get her all welded up and cleaned up and stuff cut off that doesn't need to be on there, I think it'll be alright. Then I'll probably have some carpet or rubber, or I'll have something on it. I'll insulate it and do what I gotta do. It'll be fine. It'll look okay. I guess with all the room I got, I could technically put my cup holder somewhere around in this vicinity. What do I got? Over here we got our heater down there, so passenger side, they can get a little shot of heat. My heater's like way up in this vicinity somewhere. When the gas pedal's on, I'll be A-OK. Lots of room. Something to rest my foot against. That'll be good. I gotta cut this section out, put a patch. I gotta put a patch. But leaving this removable. Yeah. Well, I guess tomorrow's plan is going to be to get the steering in, get that working. I have to find a master cylinder yet, see if I can order one or do something. But yeah, I'll have to finish up all this welding. So yeah. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.